Okay, hi everyone. We're going to give this about another 10 to 15 seconds before we really get started, just in case there's any additional folks who are going to be entering into the room. All right, so we'll actually get started. So good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, based upon wherever it is that you are located. My name is Randy Stam. I'm a school counselor at Hackensack High School in Hackensack, New Jersey, and I'd like to welcome you to the New Jersey Association for College Admissions Counseling's Virtual College Exploration Program. So tonight we're going to be hearing from several great speakers on the topic of attending large out-of-state public schools. So just some housekeeping items. During this webinar, your camera and microphone have been turned off, so the presenters are not able to see or hear you. The only way they're able to engage with you is going to be through the Q&A, so please make sure that you post any questions in that space. Also, we're going to encourage you to sign up for more sessions as this week and next week continue. You can sign up for any of the additional workshops that will be continuing through this week. And then there's a whole bunch of individual colleges that are presenting next week. And you can sign up at NJACAC.org/virtual fair. And just so that you know, we will be opening up the recording for this, and the recording will become available within the next week or so, and more information will be sent to you about that. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to our speakers now. Thanks so much and enjoy the session.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome to our panel on large out-of-state publics. My name is Scott Delahunt. I am the regional representative for the Mid-Atlantic with the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Hi everybody, my name is Brandy Samaru and I'm Senior Assistant Director of Admissions. I am the regional recruiter for the East Coast. I am based out of New Jersey.
Hi everyone, my name is Larry Alterman. I'm from Michigan State University. I'm the manager of East Coast Recruitment.
Hello everyone, my name is Alyssa Child. I am the East Coast Admission Counselor for the University of Minnesota Twin Cities.
Hi everyone, my name is Lauren Heatherly. I am the New York, New Jersey Regional Recruitment Manager for The Ohio State University, and I am based in Brooklyn. So good to be here with you all.
All right, I'm going to get started. So again, if you guys have any questions, please put them in the Q&A. And if you have them for a specific college, can you just put that in the beginning so we can be sure to answer that? So I'm going to get started about the University of Illinois. So we are a renowned and historic institution that dates back to 1867, and we were created looking to seek the solutions to global problems. So some Illinois accomplishments that you may be familiar with, we created the first graphical web browser, and some other things that created by Illinois alum were YouTube and PayPal. Next. So it is no secret that we're a large institution with over 34,000 undergraduate students and about 50,000 when you include our graduate students. However, you'll find that you have can still receive direct access to your professors who will give you support and opportunities to succeed. And we have a student to faculty ratio about 18:1, with 80% of your classes having less than 50 students enrolled. And our professors are all award-winning and contribute to groundbreaking ideas in their fields, and all have open office hours that you can attend. In terms of where our students are coming from, about 60% are from the state of Illinois, but 25% of our undergraduates are domestic out-of-state students, with plenty coming from the Mid-Atlantic. And we also have 15% of our student body coming from international countries. So a little bit about Champaign-Urbana. We are consistently named a top college town in America because of our status as what we like to call a micro-urban community, which means we have amenities of a large city, such as the thriving arts and culture scene, but we also, everything's still very accessible by bus, walking, or biking. And Champaign-Urbana also has a great food town, as it was ranked greatest Midwest food town by Midwest Living. Just to give you an idea of where we're located on the map here, we are in central Illinois, about 2 hours south of Chicago, and about 2.5 hours from Indianapolis and St. Louis, giving students access to 3 metropolitan areas within a reasonable drive. And we also have an airport within 10 minutes from campus, Willard Airport, and you can get connecting flights from Chicago, Dallas, or Charlotte, or you could just take a flight into one of the 2 Chicago airports and take a quick bus trip down to campus that way. So this is a list of our 11 different academic colleges, and we have over 150 majors across these. And whatever you choose to study, you'll find that your degree is highly respected from our highly recognized programs such as engineering and business, which are ranked 6th and 19th respectively, to our strong education programs where 99% of our alumni are employed or continuing their education within 6 months of graduation. And our newest college for undergraduate students is in information sciences. Most of our programs are also direct admission, meaning that when you apply, you'll be enrolled into a specific major if you are admitted. The only exception to this would be the Geese School of Business, where you apply as business unassigned and then would select that later on when you're on campus. We also have a great division of general studies if you're not sure what you want to do and come in undeclared. And our students are heavily involved in a variety of ways on campus. As you can see here, we have many different ways to become involved on campus. And we have over 1,800 registered student organizations that you can join based on your passions and interests. And these student groups are a great way to meet people who care about the same things that you would. And our ambition also extends beyond the classroom. As you can see here, about 68% of our undergraduates participate in some sort of research on campus, whether this be projects on their own with peers or assisting within professors or graduate students projects. But also the University of Illinois is home to a research park, which is a leading technology hub that cultivates startups and accelerates corporate innovation. Research Park has more than 120 different companies on campus, and that is growing each year. This year, Motorola and Procter & Gamble actually joined. And these companies include over 50 startups with many different Fortune 500 companies that employ our undergraduate students across many different majors on campus. We also have a home to an iVenture Accelerator in our business program, and this program supports student entrepreneurs with funding, knowledge, and access to world-class resources and alumni. If you are interested in studying abroad, we have over 380 study abroad programs in more than 60 different countries worldwide. And you can do things to grow professionally, culturally, or even personally. And doing things like academic research experience by studying marine ecology in the Galapagos Islands, or we've had students do things like build professional skills by taking an internship at a cheese factory in Rome. So just to give you an idea of how employers are actively seeking our students, they're seeking them for both long-term careers and internships while they're still in college because they know they're going to be prepared. Our strong programs are very practical in nature and cover projects and challenges that you would experience in your eventual career. When you couple this with opportunities that we offer outside of the classroom, such as Research Park and our research opportunities, this empowers our graduates to succeed at the highest levels. And each year on campus, we have over 9,000 unique employers coming from companies like Amazon, Apple, Ford, Disney, Google, and Microsoft. And they send recruiters to our campus to meet with students. And many of these recruiters are alums of the university and may provide strong networking opportunities for you. And about 91% of our alumni are employed or continuing their education within 6 months of graduation. And we were actually ranked the #1 return on investment in the Big Ten according to PayScale. If you wanted to get an idea of your major specifically and how they've been successful at the University of Illinois, you can go to this website here, alumnisuccess.illinois.edu. And it just gives you a question of how soon you may have a job after graduation and what kind of graduate schools you may get into. And I'm going to pass it on to Brandy from Indiana.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Feel free to go ahead and drop some questions in the Q&A, and we'll get to those as we come. But just a little bit about Indiana University Bloomington, but kind of really focusing on some of those big school resources that we all have in common, I'm sure. IU is located in Bloomington, Indiana. We are a large public Big Ten university, like my colleagues here. We have about 43,000 students on campus, and that includes about 33,000 undergraduate students coming from all 50 states and 140 different countries. So they do represent a wide variety of cultural, social, economic, ethnic, and religious backgrounds. Next slide, please. Just a little bit about campus. We are a large school, but we do try to give you as much personalized attention as possible. So we offer more than 4,000 courses each semester, which allows us to have an average class size of 30, a student to faculty ratio of 16:1. And about 65% of our undergraduate classes have fewer than 30 students in them. So you're still going to get more of that traditional style classroom on our campus for sure. Next. The IU education, we are also divided into 12 different schools on our campus, so you will need to select a school and be enrolled in that school in order to graduate. And within those 12 different schools, you're going to have the opportunity to select one of more than 200 different majors. So you can double major, you can triple major, you can have several minors as well. The opportunities are endless, and that's one of the things you can get from a large school that you might not be able to get from a smaller institution, is that you're going to have so many different opportunities and ways to explore. But we're going to help support you in these. We're not just going to say, hey, we've got all these great resources, figure it out. We're going to give you some of these resources. So next slide. That's going to start right off the bat with your faculty on your campus. Professors, they want to get to know you. They have all these great, wonderful, they're leaders in teaching, research, performance. They want to get to know you. They want to share these resources. You just have to get to know your professors. They are accessible outside of the classroom. They hold one-on-one office hours. They hold after-hour review sessions. They are sponsors for clubs and organizations, so utilize your professors. Most of us are going to provide you with an academic advisor, and this academic advisor is going to specialize in your area of study. So they're going to be there to support you to make sure that you are on track to graduate, which is the point, right? You need to graduate. Also going to offer you a lot of support services as far as academic support and student support centers to offer you free tutoring in any subject that you may need, additional help proofreading the paper if you need. And as far as career development goes, internships, research, on IU's campus, we have 13 career development centers for you to utilize from the moment you step foot on campus. They will help you find a job if you need one while you're a student. They will help you write your resume. They will help you hone your interview skills. They will bring more than 1,300 recruiters to campus to recruit you for internships and jobs. They're going to help you every step of the way to make sure that you are going to be successful once you graduate. Some of us even have specialized services for students, such as our health professions and pre-law center, that's going to offer you additional assistance as far as if you're wanting to apply to med school or law school. Next slide, please. As far as welcoming and supportive communities, all of us are located in the Midwest. You can't get more welcoming than the Midwest. And that is one of the things I appreciated when I was a student on campus. I always felt like somebody had my back. I always felt like it was a second home. So no matter where you come from, no matter how you identify, you're going to be able to find a home. We have multiple campus cultural centers. If you're a student that needs a little additional assistance, we also have our disability services for students. So there are so many great supportive networks on these large campuses. Next slide. We also know that to be a well-rounded individual, you need to have things to do outside of the classroom. So all of us are going to be able to offer you multiple opportunities, 750 clubs and organizations, multiple Greek life organizations, club and intramural sports, arts and culture. Try them all, experience new things. This is your time to do that. Next slide. And then just to highlight a little bit of some of those additional resources as far as overseas study goes, we also offer more than 380 different programs in 65 different countries and 18 different languages. Next slide. So you can try them all on our campuses. This is just a quick plug about how to apply to Indiana University. Early action non-binding with that November 1 date. Just keep in mind, like many people say, you can make a big school small, but you can't make a small school big. So try everything. And with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Larry at Michigan State.
Brandy, thank you so much. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about Michigan State. We are located in East Lansing, Michigan. And if you look at the image in the upper right where you see the umbrellas, that's East Lansing. Multiple blocks of shops and restaurants and coffee shops and places to hang out, all really designed for students. And directly across the street where you see those large buildings, that's our campus. Our campus has a lot of trees, a lot of grass, a lot of open space, beautiful places you can just sit underneath a tree, read a book, listen to some music, or just relax. We are a large school, 49,000 students, but we're dominated by undergraduate students. We have over 39,000 undergraduate students, and that's really in a lot of ways what the university is built for. We have over 200 majors in 17 degree granting colleges at the undergraduate level. Included in that are 3 residential colleges where you can have a really small college setting, but on a very large university campus. We're always adding new buildings. This is our new STEM teaching, learning, and interdisciplinary research facility. This is going to open in time for September of 21. It is 90% complete right now. This is the Minskoff Pavilion. This is an addition to our Broad College of Business complex. There are so many ways you can create a unique experience at Michigan State. One of them is our entrepreneurship minor. Our entrepreneurship minor can be added to any major. Undergraduate research is a major part of our academic culture. Every year we have thousands of undergraduates involved in research across all academic areas at MSU. You can study abroad on every continent on the globe, yes, including Antarctica, 60 different countries, over 275 different programs. Big time sports, Spartan Stadium. You're looking from right behind the student section, and you can walk to the stadium from any residence hall on our campus. Men's and women's basketball at the Breslin Center, also right on campus. Our men's basketball team has made the NCAA tournament 20 years straight. Students, that's more than every year of your life. 900 plus student organizations, over 150 live music performances. We have very active Greek life. We have 10 performing stages. You won't have time to do all the things there are to do at Michigan State. Let's just talk about admissions for a moment. If you look on the bottom left, you'll get an idea of what our freshman profile is. And we take the Common App, the Coalition app, and our own application. We do not require any supplemental essays. And this year, for the first time, Michigan State University is test optional. We have early action and rolling admissions. We are starting to read applications in just 2 weeks. We hope you'll consider joining us on the banks of the Red Cedar River. The Red Cedar runs right through the heart of Michigan State's campus. And if you do need to contact me, here is my contact information. I am the first to read any application in the state of New Jersey. And now, let's hear from Alyssa at Minnesota.
Hello, everyone. We are the flagship university for the state of Minnesota. We were founded in 1851. We are the Twin Cities campus, so we are located right in the heart of the Twin Cities. We're a 20-minute ride from the airport. I'm going to go over some academics, opportunities, and location, as well as admissions tonight. Next slide, please. Our academics, we have 150 majors across 135 minors across 8 freshman admitting colleges. These vary from science and engineering, biological sciences, to the food and agricultural sciences, as well as liberal arts, education and human development, and our Carlson School of Business. Our School of Nursing also has its own school that is a direct admit nursing program, 4-year fantastic program. We have 33,000 undergraduate students on campus. I know that sounds like a lot, but those 8 freshman admitting colleges help us keep our student to faculty ratio to 17:1, and 80% of our classes have less than 50 students. We also have a fantastic 13 credit policy. Most full-time students are taking 15 credits or more, and we build into our tuition is 13 credits. Any credit after 13 is free. So it's essentially like you're taking 1 class each semester for free. Now I'm going to go into our opportunities on campus. We have over 900 student groups. One of those is at home in Minnesota. This group is for students that are not from the state of Minnesota. Being that we are the flagship university for the state, 60% of each class is from the state of Minnesota or the Dakotas or Wisconsin. So we built in a living learning community and student group that are for students not from the state of Minnesota. That way you guys can bond and kind of, you're all experiencing the same thing. We have 12 cultural centers on campus and more than 200 cultural student groups. Over 200 study abroad opportunities. That is my biggest advice to all of you. Please take the opportunity to study abroad while you are on campus. 35 plus living learning communities. These vary from, we have an LGBTQ friendly living and learning community, as well as Casa del Sol, which is something that students that are learning Spanish as a second language, you're only allowed to speak Spanish in that living learning community. So it really helps the students get to learn. And then we have a lively surrounding campus community, including Dinkytown and Stadium Village, which is home of our football stadium. And Dinkytown is a lively downtown area for students to experience. And now with that said, I'm going to talk a little bit about our location. We have 16 Fortune 500 companies right in Minnesota, and we have a 500,000 strong alumni network. You can see here that we are located right in the middle of the country, about 3 hours from New York City, 20 minutes by train or car from the Minneapolis airport. So we really are in the heart of Minneapolis. It's really awesome to look down at downtown from campus. You can see in that picture on the bottom left. Lots of arts, music, culture, theater, and professional sports, all within a 15-minute light rail away from campus. Now I'm going to go over our admission requirements. So for our fall 2021 application, there is a $55 application fee, and students self-report their academic record. And much like Michigan, we are also test optional for the first time ever. We have 3 deadlines. 2 are early action. 1 is November 1st. That guarantees that you receive your decision by January 31st. December 1st, which guarantees your decision by February 15th. And our regular decision deadline, which is January 1st, that requires you will receive your decision by March 31st. Next slide, please. You can see here that the University of Minnesota is very rich in tradition. We have a ton of Greek life. It makes up about 18% of our student groups. And if you would like to attend a general session or learn more about the university, you can use the link below to register for one of those. And if you have any questions for me, you can email me at achild@umn.edu. And now I'm going to pass it over to Lauren with The Ohio State.
Thanks, Alyssa. Thanks everyone for paying attention. I know we're sharing lots of great information with you. Just a friendly reminder, we do still have the Q&A function. We would be glad to answer any questions specifically about our universities or in general about what it's like to be at a large out-of-state public institution. You can tell so many things that we share, similarities, and really the benefits are shining through. So I've just been really excited to hear from all of my colleagues. My name is Lauren Heatherly. I am based in Brooklyn, New York. I'm the New York, New Jersey Regional Recruitment Manager. So I have the honor and privilege of working with any and all New York and New Jersey students that are applying or interested in Ohio State. And we really have a great, strong alumni network in New Jersey as well. So thrilled to be here with you today. Next slide, please. So just getting started to teach you a little bit about Ohio State and our academics. Some of these things might start to sound a little bit similar to the other schools that have already shared today, but at Ohio State we have over 200 different majors and we have over 500 specializations and minors. So you really can double major. I know that Brandy had said that earlier, double major, triple major, minor. You're welcome to do that across different colleges. I know that's probably the case for all of my peers here. Each year we have about 13,000 different course offerings that actually happen on our campus. So you can drill as deep into a topic as you want to go, which is really one of the funnest parts about college. Something else that I think should surprise you at such a large university like Ohio State. So we've got over 60,000 students in total for our grad professional, and for our undergrad, we're almost at 50,000. So just to continue to show you the size of these universities we're talking about, but so many of us have a low faculty to student ratio, which means you really can have a connection with faculty members at your institution. And that's the same at Ohio State. And most of your classes are going to have less than 50 students in them. Next slide, please. So just a few other things that we do outside of the classroom. So as you can see, all those different academic opportunities, and we pair that up with experiential learning through things like research. So at Ohio State, we have an office dedicated to undergraduate research, which is meant to help you as an undergrad student right away, even in your first year, decide if you'd like to be part of research. So research at Ohio State is not just lab coats, test tubes like you see in the picture here, but you can do research across any major, which is a great way to make a connection with your faculty member, to dive deeper into the things that you care about, whether it's related to your major or not, is something you can do at Ohio State. We also have internships, co-ops, and paid internship opportunities as well. And then I know a few of my colleagues mentioned this, but at Ohio State, you can go to every continent as well. So you can go all over the world when it comes to study abroad. And we're really proud that we're able to provide those opportunities to you. And absolutely, I agree with Alyssa, take advantage of those. Something else that's really cool at Ohio State is we have a digital flagship program that was started about 3 years ago with a little company called Apple. You might have heard of it, where we actually give each incoming student an iPad Air with an Apple Pencil, a smart keyboard, and a lot of our faculty are utilizing this, helping with coding opportunities, mobile app design, digital textbooks, which is so much better than carrying all those heavy textbooks that I had to do in college. So we're really excited to be able to offer that to every incoming student, and you'll use that iPad throughout your time at Ohio State. Another really wonderful opportunity and office that we have on our campus, it's a little bit different, and I'm not certain if my other colleagues have this as well, but we have an office dedicated to first-year students. It is called First Year Experience. We have full-time staff and full-time students that work there. You'll actually meet that office. They plan orientation the summer after your senior year, and they really are designed to help you transition into the college experience at Ohio State. You'll be assigned a peer leader that will stay with you your entire first year, check in on you, make sure you're doing okay with exams and studying, or connect you to any support offices on campus, whether that's tutoring, counseling services, any of those opportunities, they're there for you. And then that actually continues into your second year with our second year transformational experience program. You actually get up to $2,000 in a fellowship to do a STEP project. You can do research, you can do education abroad, you can do a creative endeavor, and then after you complete your project, you can present that to other students and staff and faculty across campus. So it's a great opportunity to stay engaged. We know it's working because our students are staying, they're coming back, and they're graduating successfully at Ohio State. Next slide, please. Just a couple other facts. I know some people are numbers folks. I definitely am a storyteller. I like some of the individual stories, but I want to make sure that you know that Ohio State is a highly ranked institution. We are a top tier 1 research institution. We also have a really great value for our product. So something I'm proud of is that we have a specific scholarship for out-of-state students called the National Buckeye. You can get up to $13,500 a year renewable for 4 years. And all you have to do is apply early action in order to be considered. And I'll talk about that deadline in a second. Next slide, please. A couple other really neat things. You'll find these opportunities to apply for on the Common Application when it's time to apply. The Moral Scholarship, just to touch on briefly, is the largest of its kind in the country. It is a diversity-themed, social justice-themed scholarship opportunity. There's a programmatic element as well. So not only can you get up to full tuition for 4 years renewable or up to full cost of attendance in a scholarship, you'll have program opportunities to get involved with social justice initiatives in Columbus and even around the country. So highly recommend you consider applying to that program. We also have honors and scholars, which are a great way to make a large university like all of ours a little bit smaller from the beginning, a great way to have a little bit more rigorous coursework, strong focus on research, or to live around students like in the learning communities that have a similar interest to you, whether it's academic, whether it's based on your major or not. You can be part of those programs as well. Next slide, please. Just a little plug for the city of Columbus. We are actually located in Columbus, Ohio. So we are not in a college town. We actually are a city of our own, the campus, within a larger city. Columbus is the 14th largest city in the country. It's a phenomenal place to be a young person. I actually lived there before I moved to Brooklyn, so I can attest to how cool it is to be there. It's a really diverse and inclusive city, very open-minded. It's a great place for LGBTQ community, and it's just a great creative place to be. There's also lots of food, lots of concerts that come through. And our campus is right in the middle of it. It only takes about 7 minutes to get to downtown Columbus, which is pretty cool. Next slide, please. All right, so application deadlines. I know a few of us mentioned this. We are also early action, which is not binding. So if you want to be considered for that awesome out-of-state scholarship I talked about, make sure that you apply early action, and we will give you a decision by the end of January. We are test optional as well this year, so props to all of us for considering that. I don't know if all of us were, I can't exactly remember, but Ohio State is test optional this year. We're really excited to be able to offer that to our students. All right, next slide, please. Yes, so next steps, we would love for you to stay engaged with us virtually. We know that there are some opportunities that all of us have, whether it be current student panels, guided tours. We want you to be able to stay in touch with us if you have other questions. I don't see any questions yet in the chat. This is my reminder. Feel free to put something in the Q&A for us to answer, and we hope to have you check out some more opportunities about Ohio State coming soon. With that being said, here's our contact information. on the last slide, that's what we're here for. We're here to be a resource. All of us really care about helping you navigate the process of applying to college and even considering a large out-of-state public school. So we're available, and we want you to know how to get in touch with us because we're specifically for you. So thank you so much for your time and for listening. I don't see any questions quite yet, Larry, but we'll give it another few minutes maybe to see if anyone has thoughts that come up.
Well, great. Well, we will be happy to take any questions if somebody wants to put them in the Q&A. And in the meantime, you know, since I have so many really great, you know, seasoned admissions people here, I have a question that I hear a lot from students. I hear a lot from parents. So students always feel some anxiety in this whole admissions process. Please unmute yourselves and give us your suggestion for them on, you know, piece of advice in this admissions process. Any of you?
I guess I'll go for, Lauren kind of mentioned it. Make sure you reach out to your counselor if you can. I think all of us are based, I'm based in New Jersey. All of us are based either in New Jersey or New York. So we are your resources to make sure you know what you need. And if you have any application, like if you want advice or anything like that, I really encourage you guys to reach out to us. And I don't think enough students take that as an opportunity to really use us as a resource. So that's my advice.
So we're unmuted at the exact same time.
We did.
I'm just going to echo that. Use us, as we are here for you. We are here to make it easier. Also, just take your time, take a deep breath. It's, you know, it'll all be okay. I know it can be really stressful, but you know, we're here and we will listen. I'm sure most of us answer our emails within 24 to 48 hours. So please just make sure to use us and use our websites. We all have fantastic websites, a lot of information. Yeah, we're here for you.
Brandy?
Yes, 100% we're here for you. But one thing I will say is keep in mind that you're still seniors in high school. So finish that senior year strong. We all care about your senior year. Take advantage of things that are currently going on. Yes, this is a very unique time we're all going through, but take advantage of some of those moments and really take those in. You don't get your senior year back, so make sure you pay attention to that as well.
So we do have a question. The question is, are all of you graduates of the school you represent? So I guess why don't we do a show of hands? If you did graduate from the school you represent, raise your hand. Okay, so 2 of us, and that's great. And again, we're open for more questions, so please put them in the Q&A. Another question.
Can I step in? Larry, can I step in with a question?
Of course.
Okay. So I know that a lot of times my students have the question how they're able to help their applications stand out amongst there being such a large number of applications that are coming in. So any insights that you can provide might be really helpful.
So I'll start. So to me, the best advice is be yourself. The best applications I read every year are consistent. And I feel they are consistent because the student is really speaking with their own voice. They're representing themselves of who they really are, because ultimately that's who's coming to our campus. So my advice is be yourself.
You know, I would say the same thing, and also that, you know, for many of us, I know I can speak for Ohio State, we utilize a holistic review, but we're not measuring much outside of that. So we're not, for Ohio State, we're not measuring interest, we're not using interviews, we don't consider legacy because we have such high volume. So the best advice I can give students is that essentially leave it all on the court, leave it all on the field, put everything in there, use all the places that are given to you that each school provides. Within the common application, I know at Ohio State, we don't require any additional supplements, but there are other options. There's the COVID possible question this year, the additional information section. So if you feel like, gosh, I feel like I'm representing myself. This has been consistent of my story throughout. I'm sharing the things I'm engaged in. I've even got great letters of recommendation to affirm or tell another side of the story that maybe didn't fit anywhere else. But consider utilizing that additional information section or COVID question this year so that you can really tell the entirety of your story. And those are the applications that stand out to me, where if I see a bump in the road, I look for another part in the application to maybe explain some context about that bump in the road. So it's really helpful for you to remember that those are things that we look for as application readers.
And
everything, echo all of that.
And we have a question, actually. So the question was, what are some of your top programs in each of your schools? So we'll start with Lauren.
I have a feeling a lot of these are going to be similar, just a guess. I don't know, but I would definitely say business, engineering. Believe it or not, our dance program was ranked top in the country, in the nation. So that's something special I like to throw out there. People don't expect that for Ohio State. We definitely, our College of Arts and Sciences, which includes natural and mathematical sciences, social and behavioral sciences, all of those things, that's usually the biggest, the most students enroll within those, but I'd say the most popular majors are probably our business, engineering, pre-med, some of the pre-professional programs, because Ohio State offers all of the senior health professions, and we have a law school on campus. So those tend to be things that students look forward to at Ohio State.
Alyssa?
Very similar to Ohio State. Business and engineering are extremely popular, but as well as our food science program. I don't know if any of you have heard of the Honeycrisp apple, but that was made and cultivated on our campus through our food science research. So it's pretty cool. It's my favorite apple, and I didn't know it was from Minnesota until I started working here. Also, our animal science program, we have a full veterinary graduate program as well that it flows into, as well as our architecture program within our College of Design is extremely popular because it is more of the art and creative focus with architecture rather than like the math focus, but we do have that as well in our College of Science and Engineering. So engineering, business, food, animals, and architecture.
Scott?
So I will definitely say we are known for our engineering. I said before, a top 6 school in engineering, but I think that's a lot of students apply to business engineering. But like Alyssa just said, we have a really great animal science program, food science program. So, and these are I think all of our schools have resources that a lot of schools may not. So you can really get top ranked program probably across the board. It's just what you're looking to do. So just look, if you're looking for something, I think any of our schools would have it and probably be pretty highly ranked within that.
Great, thank you. Brandy?
Yeah, True Liberal Arts School here for Indiana, so we do excel in many different areas, but I would say particularly on the East Coast, students are drawn to us for the Kelly School of Business or the Jacob School of Music. But one school that has come out is, of course, College of Arts and Sciences, but our Luddy School of Informatics, Computing, and Engineering. So a lot of great opportunities within all of our programs.
And at Michigan State, we're very popular for business and engineering, but I can't forget our College of Communications, Arts and Sciences, where we have a 100-year-old journalism school. I can't forget the fact that we're a great place for pre-vet. We have a 100-year plus vet school. And well, that's good for now because we have other questions. Are there different application requirements depending on the school you apply to? So I'm guessing that means maybe school within our different universities. Whoever would like to start, go ahead.
I would say, look, we do have the only other requirement we have is for the School of Fine Applied Arts. So you may have to do a portfolio or an audition probably for a lot of schools in terms of that. I didn't mention this before, but we are SAT optional this year as well. And we don't accept any letters of recommendation or subject test. So we are pretty just kind of what's on our application.
Okay, Minnesota.
Our School of Nursing, you have to apply you have to apply for November 1st for early action, because there is a nursing supplement that comes after you submit your initial application. And all of our BFA program in theater, that will require an audition as well. But everything else, when you're filling out your application, you'll be able to indicate your first choice college and your second choice college. For example, if you are interested in computer science, we offer that in College of Science and Engineering and College of Liberal Arts. So you can indicate which one you want first and which one is your second choice, and then it kind of goes from there.
Brandy, Indiana.
So as you can see, all of these answers are a little bit different. So you do want to check this out for all of your schools. At Indiana, we do not make admissions decisions based upon major. However, we do have several direct admit programs, and yes, all of those require different criteria, all listed on individual school websites, not a separate application unless you're looking at performance or the BFA programs, and then those usually do require an audition or an interview supplemental materials.
Lauren, Ohio State, the Ohio State University.
The Ohio State, thank you. So great question. At Ohio State, we're similar to Indiana in the fact that we review you holistically for the university as a whole. So we are not looking at your major as part of your application initially. If you're admitted to the university, and then you would have a secondary for some more competitive programs like engineering, business, music, dance, some of those auditions. So once you've been admitted to the university, then we would look at you for some of those additional programs, and you would be notified shortly after your admission in those programs. But you'd already be admitted to university. So if something didn't work out, let's say for engineering, for example, you could select a different major and still stay at Ohio State.
And then for Michigan State, we do not admit based on major, and we do not have much in the way of direct admit. Music obviously would require an audition, and you have a great ability to change your major. And that's really magic when you're out of school with 200 plus majors, because you don't know what you're gonna wanna do. So another question, we're going to do this by a show of hands. Please raise your hand if your school offers criminology or a criminal justice program or a major. So just for scorekeeping, that's Michigan State, The Ohio State University, University of Minnesota, and Indiana. I'm going to jump in with at least one last question that I hear a lot, just by a show of hands. I want to make sure I have this right. Please raise your hand if your school this year is test optional. Anyone want to just shed light on test optional just for a moment? Because I get a lot of questions. A lot of people almost don't seem to believe that. But somebody want to talk about that for a moment?
I can speak for Ohio State, and then you all can nod in agreement if it makes sense to you too. So when we say test optional, we mean that. And what we mean is that you will not be disadvantaged for any program at our university, whether it be admissions, honors and scholars, merit scholarships, competitive opportunities. So just know if you choose not to send that, which we're not discouraging you sending a test score that you've already had access to, that you feel confident reflects your academic ability, you absolutely can still send that. But just know that if you are not going to send that this year, you will not be disadvantaged in any way for any of our opportunities at Ohio State, and all of my other colleagues too.
That's wonderful. If somebody wants to put in a last question, we have time for one really quick one. We do thank you so much for coming tonight. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, this same group is going to talk about STEM. STEM on our campuses, what you can do, STEM at Tier 1 research universities. So if you want to learn more, you have that chance tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 p.m. on the West Coast. And you can figure out all the times in between. But if you'd like to come and hear us tomorrow night, please do that. Please reach out to us. We really love to work with students. Thank you so much, everyone.
Hey, thank you everyone. What an awesome presentation. I'm so excited to have learned about all of these awesome opportunities. Hopefully our students took as much from the presentation as I know I did. So for all of the students and parents, again, thank you so much for giving of your time tonight. We truly appreciate that. When you close out, you'll be asked to complete a 4-question survey. And also, just as some final plugs, please make sure that you are signing up for more sessions. The sessions are going on through the 9th of October. And you can sign up for those at njacac.org/virtual fair. And as a final reminder, a recording of this session and all of the sessions will be made available in the coming days. And again, you can check out that same website, njacac.org/virtual fair, to get those links. So thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening, and please make sure that you're staying safe. Take care, everyone.